Are you thinking about adding your kids to your home's deed or using a revocable trust to make things easier after you pass away? You might be creating a legal and financial nightmare for you and for them. These decisions can trigger huge tax bills, make your home vulnerable to creditors, and even cause major family disputes. If your goal is to protect your home from lawsuits, nursing home costs, or Medicaid estate recovery, a revocable trust won't cut it. You need an irrevocable trust, and I'll explain why. If you don't have the time to watch the whole video, here's the short version. Adding your kids to the deed means you could lose control of your home. They could face massive capital gains taxes when they sell, and if they get divorced or sued, their share of your home is at risk. A revocable trust won't protect your home from lawsuits, nursing home costs, or Medicaid estate recovery. An irrevocable trust can, as long as it's set up correctly and done in advance. If you want to know more, stick around because I'm going to break it all down right now. When you add someone to the deed to your house, the IRS considers it a gift. That means it has to be reported on a gift tax return if the value exceeds the annual gift tax exemption, roughly $18,000 at the time of recording. Now, most people won't owe taxes immediately because of the lifetime exemption, but this still creates a paper trail that can cause tax complications down the road. And if Congress ever lowers the exemption, this could be a bigger issue than people expect. Let's talk about one of the biggest financial risks. Capital gains tax. If your child inherits your home through a will or a properly structured irrevocable trust, they get what's called a step-up in basis to their home's value at your death, which could save them tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes when they sell. But if you add them to the deed now, they keep your original cost basis. That means if they sell their home later, they could be hit with a huge capital gains tax bill. And this is something a lot of people don't think about when they make this decision. Some people think a revocable trust solves the problem, but it doesn't. Revocable trusts are great. They can solve lots of problems, but not this one. A revocable trust avoids probate, but it doesn't protect assets from lawsuits, divorces, or long-term care costs. The home is still legally yours, so creditors or Mass Health can come after it. If asset protection is your goal, a revocable trust won't help. But an irrevocable trust, if done properly, removes the home from your estate while still allowing you to live in it, preserving tax benefits and shielding it from creditors. Once your child is on the deed, you don't fully own your house anymore. If you ever want to sell, refinance, or take out a home equity loan, you now need their permission. And if they have financial problems, whether it's a bankruptcy, divorce, or lawsuit, their share of the house is now vulnerable to creditors or an ex-spouse. Worst case, a creditor could force the sale of your home to satisfy their debt. That's not something most people expect when they just put their kids on the deed. If you ever need long-term care and apply for Medicaid, transferring ownership to your child can trigger the 5-year look-back rule. That means you could be penalized and have to pay out of pocket for nursing home care for a period of time before Medicaid kicks in. And in order to qualify, you, by definition, must have already spent all your money. Even if Medicaid does approve coverage, the state might still have a right to recover its costs by placing a lien on your home. A revocable trust doesn't help here because Medicaid counts the assets in a revocable trust, just like assets in your name. But an irrevocable trust, set up at least 5 years in advance, can protect the home while still allowing you to live in it. Adding one child to the deed but not another can lead to resentment, and if your child passes away before you, their ownership interest might transfer to their spouse or their children. That could mean unexpected co-owners on your property, who may or may not have your best interests at heart. If you wanted to keep things simple, adding them to the deed might actually make things more complicated. So what should you do instead? Here's the better option. An irrevocable trust. It allows you to protect your home from creditors, long-term care costs, and Medicaid estate recovery, while still giving you control over how it's used and who benefits from it. Unlike a revocable trust, an irrevocable trust can be structured so that the house is no longer counted as part of your assets after 5 years, meaning it's safe from Medicaid liens. If the house is ever sold, the proceeds stay in the trust, protected from creditors, and available for your needs. The key takeaway is this: a revocable trust avoids probate, but provides no asset protection. If you want to shield your home from lawsuits, nursing home costs, or Medicaid, you need an irrevocable trust. If this video helped clear up some misconceptions, do me a favor. Hit like, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and drop a comment if you have any other questions. And if you want to help make the right plan for your home and your family, book a call with me. I help Massachusetts families every day, and I'd love to help yours too. Thanks for watching. If you found this useful, check out my other videos on estate planning and real estate law. And if you're serious about protecting your assets, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thanks, see you next time.